Hello and welcome to this video I'm going to do today on tramlines. So this will be for PC only, really. You'll need to go and get yourself this mod, Vehicle Control Add-on. So like I say, this is mainly going to be for PC. As for console, doing tramlines, you're really just going to cover console quickly. I think you're only limited to drive laner, which I think is out for console. So you'd have to look up a video on how to do that, or you're limited to just wait until the crop's up a bit and using destruction and basically guessing, using guesswork. That's the best options you've got. But for PC, there is this Vehicle Control Add-on. So if you've got that mod, I'm going to show you how I'm now doing tramlines using these two. Obviously a sprayer, and we've got the tramline buster. You can do the tramline busting on console at the end. I'll show you that bit when we get there, if you want to. So we're just going to go out there in that field of oilseed rape. Ignore the time of year. That's irrelevant to what we're doing. So there's only one slight change I've got on here. I've also got a mod on that will destroy the crop at the low stages that came out recently. You will need crop destruction on for this. But I'm going to show you basically the easiest way I find to use the vehicle control add-on. So helpful assistant, the lad from our Court Farm series, is going to show us how to do this. So what you are going to want is a vehicle, whether it be self-propelled or a tractor, that will destroy the crop. It's always best to try and find something where the wheels are quite far apart rather than too close together, so that it's spread out a little bit. If you put narrow wheels on, it won't destroy the crop. So, but you want tyres that are going to destroy the crop and the crop destruction on. So we'll just get in here where you'd sort of normally come in. We'll get this all unfolded. So I've actually got herbicide, I think it is, in here. It doesn't matter even if you're spraying this the first time around. You can literally do it without it even turned on, just to get the tram lines for you to use later. When you've put them all in later, you can turn crop destruction off. So, or just use something with narrow tyres for future spraying, if you're going to spray it 2 fertilisers and a herbicide over the whole field in the growing year. But basically what we're going to do first, before we get into the vehicle control add-on, is we want to go around the outside. So we just set that spraying. I'm actually going to set my speed. So there, I'll put it at 4 mile an hour. So we just want to go round where you'd sort of normally go. So where we've come in there, sort of where you'd normally sort of come in, and we just want to keep that boom against the edge of the field all the way around to start with. As if you were doing it in real life, you would do the headland first. It doesn't matter if you swipe some corners if they're a bit sort of squared and not too rounded, because there's no way you'd get this into a square corner. So you would just miss that bit. So you just have to follow it round as best you can. That's why I'm just going slow, so I can try and keep it with the edge as much as I can, like that. It has taken a little bit out of there, but it's always going to do that anyway. Gone off a bit there, so I'm trying to keep over. So we just want to keep that boom nicely against the edge all the way around. I think that corner over there is a bit of a tight corner, so I'll show you what I'll do when I get over there. So I'll just show you on this corner what we're going to do. Trying to keep it with the edge, and then work out on the far side there where we're going to want to meet, and try and swing it around. So see, we should have turned a bit sooner there, because you won't get in that right in that corner. So I'm not going to come back out all of a sudden. I'm just going to come out gradually, just so it looks a bit neater. You can see we're just coming out from there a little bit. So we're nearly back at the beginning. So going around the outside of the field is what you want to do first, and that is just down to you alone. Vehicle control add-on is not going to help with that. So that's down to you. So what I'll do here is just pull out as if we were leaving the field, and then try not to crush any of the other crop too much. So we'll go back. So all the time you're moving around in here, you need to just be a bit careful not to crush anything else. Now you've done what you need to do. So what I'm going to do is just turn here, and I'm going to try and turn just in that little bit without trying to do too much damage, and point roughly in the right direction that we're going to want to go, which I think is about there. So for the vehicle control add-on part of this, so C2LC is the settings. So we're not going to worry about any of this stuff. We want to go straight down to the track guiding. So we're going to turn this, always resets itself, I think, when you go away and come back. So we're going to turn that on. We are going to have our markers always on and high. The snap angle we're going to change to 5, and the working width normally finds itself right, but if not you can click detect width. But it's basically those three. We're having that on, we're having that high, and we'll call the snap angle 5. So that's all we want to do. So we go back. So we'll see what's happening with So CTRL, mainly there's only two settings here you're going to want. That is Alt W, which is basically cancel, and CTRL W, which is turn the course on and off. So now we'll press CTRL W. So I'm happy with that. So all you've got to do is press the throttle basically. That is set where it's going to go now. So I will turn the just turn the sprayer on anyway. So basically I'll just press the throttle now, and that will not go offline. That will just, as long as you don't hit anything, that will just stay on that line. I'll show you on the next run what happens if you knock it out. To get this up, this is CTRL-W, and as you come to the end, you can see there our blue track on the left. You can roughly work out from that where we're going to have to be for the next one. Depends where you are in the field, it can be easier seeing where you're supposed to be because of some of the angles, and then sometimes it's a bit more difficult, but you can roughly work out there where we need to be for the next one, which is very near that corner turn. So we'll just come out of here carefully. You see that has all now turned itself off. So we're just going to creep down here very carefully now without trying to crush any more crop than we need to. So again, it's a bit awkward of an upward shape to be turning here, but I think we want to be around about there. So I'm just going to try and turn a bit carefully in here. So there is at our angle, and you can see we're actually a bit off. But what you can do, so that's where we definitely want to go. So we'll press CTRL W to turn that on, to say yeah, we'll go down there, and you just see the wheels turned. So don't touch anything other than the throttle, just slowly, and that will take you in that line. Now if you happen to knock something, it will go off. So what you've got to do is then just say CTRL W again for it to be back on, and just press the throttle, and you'll just carry on. So all the time that's blue, that's in line and working, you won't go off that track. So again, here we're just guessing. So I'm going to guess around about here, a little bit off there. So you could mess around in the lane here trying to get it lined up, but so get that up and then CTRL-W, and we'll just let it pull itself in. You could possibly do this a bit neater than I'm doing it if you wanted to. Take a bit more time. So that is basically it. So that's very simple settings in the actual settings, and literally only a couple of you're looking at CTRL-W or Alt-W, which I'm about to use. Alt-W, cancel it till we're finished. So that is it. So you just want to be a bit careful. Can't be helped too much, but I know probably you go the other way, but then you want to just drive. I will use the cruise control for that. Drive back out and try and stay in the lane and not crush any more stuff than you've already crushed. So I've decided to do this video because there's not many, if any, that aren't teaching you to do tram lines with drills. I'd normally use a self-propelled sprayer when I do this. Right, so as to what we've just done, that's obviously in and out. So that's what we've just done. So that's actually not too bad. So that's what we've just achieved with a few little settings. So I know some of you don't like these things that are a bit too complicated, but this vehicle control add-on is really easy and helps you get those straight lines in the middle. Whereas if you'd guess those lines, you'd definitely see probably the difference where you'd overlapped or underlapped, but that is not bad for an amateur. So the other thing, you don't have to do this, you can just leave it like that now if you wanted to, but to just give it a bit more realism, what you can then do is, I'll just show you this massive we have got narrow tyres on here, so that's not going to destroy that. So we'll get that drop down. So this might look a little bit better on sort of wheat and barley and oats, but it's still alright on oilseed rape. So you're just taking out that stubble basically. So again, if you are going to do this, you just need to be a little bit, it will take some of the other crop out, more so from the edges, as long as you're in the middle. And just make sure you are in the middle. Just go round very carefully. Be a bit careful on the bends. I'm not going to go around all of it now. I'm just going to pop up this one. So you can go all the way around and then make a start at one end and work your way down. Obviously just be a bit careful coming in and out of the rows, because you are going to take crop out all the time this is down. but like I am there, as much as you are, can stay in the middle and follow the old marks, the less it's going to take out. So there we are. So that just adds a little bit of realism into it. So that mod is Vehicle Control Add-on, and that is really quite simple to use. You haven't got to be sort of scared of it or worried about mucking anything up. You can have a, do some test builds until you get used to it, but it doesn't really doesn't take too much getting used to. So it's quite easy to learn, just those few commands, and a lot easier to make it your fields look like this. So I hope this video has helped you out, and you might consider using that for a bit of extra realism, roleplay, or whatever. So thank you very much for watching, and we'll catch you again next time. Cheers!